Welcome to the DTU Photopolymerization Lab. This lab is designed to work with photopolymer-based additive manufacturing, typically involving liquid resins, UV light sources, and chemical post-processing. While the work here is very exciting, it involves real risks: toxic chemicals, UV exposure, flammable solvents, and contamination hazards. To work safely, you must follow all lab protocols, wear proper PPE, have assigned chemical risk assessment, and respect the procedures outlined in this orientation. Now let's talk about personal protective equipment. It's mandatory in the lab photopolymerization lab. At all times, you must wear closed-toe shoes, long trousers, and a lab coat. When working with resins, UV curing devices or solvents like IPA. Additional PPE might be required if working outside the fume hood. This includes appropriate gloves as per the chemical risk assessment, face shields during splash-prone activities, and remember to never wear a contaminated PPE outside the lab. Handling liquid resins requires extreme care. Always mix, pour, or refill resins in the designated areas in the lab. Remember, never touch surfaces or equipment with resin-contaminated gloves unless otherwise labeled to do so. Use dedicated tools such as syringes, funnels, scrapers that stay inside the lab, and remember not to bring them outside. All containers must be labeled with the resin type and the hazard information, and also remember to never use unknown or unapproved resins. When using printers or curing equipment, remember, ensure UV shielding is in place, never look directly at UV light sources, and when you're removing prints from the build plate, you should always do it inside the fume hood to avoid splashes. Post-curing should be done inside the approved UV curing chamber and not in the open. And never place flammable materials near heat sources or UV emitters. Cleaning parts typically involve the use of flammable solvents like isopropyl alcohol or IPA. Remember to always use the solvents inside the fume hood. Store the solvents in approved cabinets with clearly labeled containers. Dispose of solvent-soaked wipes and resin-contaminated materials in the appropriate waste bins, according to the chemical risk assessment. And never pour waste down the drain. Label all containers and track solvent use. If a spill occurs, please follow the chemical spill response protocol and inform the lab staff immediately. Before leaving the lab, clean your workspace, return all tools, and store chemicals and resin in the appropriate cabinet. Remove and discard gloves in the chemical waste bin. Hang up your lab coat if it cleans, or place it in the contaminated laundry bin if it's not. Never exit the lab with resin on your hands, clothes, or shoes. To summarize, get your chemical risk assessment signed before performing any work in the laboratory. Always wear the correct PPE. Handle resin and solvents only in ventilated areas wearing the appropriate PPE. Use UV equipment with all shielding in place. Dispose of waste safely, and report any spills or safety issues immediately. Your safety and the safety of others depends on following the rules every time you enter the lab. Welcome to the DTU Photopolymerization Lab. Let's keep it safe, clean, and professional.